So what I'm doing right now is I'm getting it set up, right? So we've got these toolkits. These toolkits contain the API connections into QuickBooks,
Okay.
so that it understands how to interact with QuickBooks. I'm going to include an assistant. The assistant is the manufacturing CFO. The assistant itself has the ability to connect into QuickBooks. So that is specific for this customer's QuickBooks. And then what we have is we have a sample QuickBooks, which is CrestForge Industries. And then some of the examples that I've worked with is this sample company, Fujiwara Tofu. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can do whatever you want, but I've copied invoices, estimates, things like that. So it allows me to interact. I can read data from it and get understanding of kind of what's going on with the customer, or I can write data to it. So first, let's make sure that that my system is connected to, where is it? Operations. I need to.
Is all of this in the sales demo account?
Yeah, you can access it. So
Okay.
it should be good to go, or it says it is. So let's go ahead and so I've got my toolkits. I've got my AI agent who's able to go in there, and let's see if we can do this without running into anything. So let me pull up the script so I can understand. Okay, just a simple request to see that we can get a report from it.
Okay.
So right now it just opened up. So gave me this that. So now it says that it's connected, right? So now it should be going out, pulling the data from QuickBooks. So this is pulled. It's even given me some feedback, based upon the being a CFO for a manufacturing company. So now if you go back here, there's our profit and loss, right? So this is January. Let's make sure that this isn't lying to us, right?
Okay.
So right here it says that our sales were 2.1 million, 2.149. So let's go here. It says 2.149. So we're,
Yep.
sales of products, sales of service, cost of goods, right? So 864,716. So let's go back. 864,716. Gross profit 1,284. So that gives us a gross profit 1,284. And again, it goes back here. It's pulling down all the expenses, right? So total expenses 11,565, 11,565. So we're on point, right? So
Right.
this is all interacting with,
1.27.
without having to go into QuickBooks. So now another easy one, we can say, so list all activity for customer Fujiwara Tofu this year. So now it should go look up. Now I gave it a pretty generic, example. So it's pulling up the customer. It's giving me the, the customer information. current balance, and the 2026 activity. That it had an invoice. Here's the line items for that invoice, that it's outstanding and not paid. And basic information. Invoice is 10 days past due. So it's giving me some quick feedback about the account. And then again, we can go in here and we can look up Fujiwara Tofu. And we can see that this customer, Fujiwara Tofu, does indeed have one invoice. That invoice is 12,470, and it's due in 20 days. So it's 10 days. So there's some misunderstanding around the past due date.
Okay.
But it's saying that it's been 10 days, and it's spot on with all the information, right? So if we looked at it, ball bearing, cold rolled C channel. So if we dive into it, so again, now we've got multiple clicks that we're doing this. I don't even know. We'll go
If you
to
go
edit.
back, or yeah, there should be.
So now we're going in there, we're editing, we're looking at it. So ball bearing, linear guide, and cold rolled C channel, right?
Yep.
Ball bearing, cold rolled, 8,300, 4,100, 8,300, 4,100, 12,470, 12,470. Okay. So we're reading all this information. Everything's looking pretty good, right?
Right.
Okay. So let's create a new customer, right? Or where do you want to go here? Do you want to do like the big one?
Yeah, I want to see, if the pain point on QuickBooks is multiple menus to get the information you need, and this is able to summarize it. That is
So
eliminating time, obviously.
let's go a little bit bigger here, and let's see here. So we're gonna go and we're gonna say um, okay. So again,
Okay.
like here's all these expenses, right? Here's it says that there's 36 expenses, copy and paste, that there's 25 new vendors, and so that it's got to create the expenses, it's got to create new vendors. It's a pretty complex task. Let me just flip it to strategic just to make sure that we can run through this. So here's its questions before it proceeds. It's going to jump to our vendors. And now we see that it's created all of our vendors, right? So it's going through and creating these vendors, all of them. So all 32 vendors have been created successfully. Now let's enter the 36 expense transactions. So again, Staples office supplies. So let's go and type Staples. Let's see if it did it. So we have an expense transaction for the date that it occurred. Office supplies, toner, paper, $284, right? And so
Right.
then again, I go here and I look at what I copied and pasted in. staples, 3-1, office supplies, toner paper, $284. It did have a suggested category, but not for everything.
Okay.
So it's listed in there. It's got its description. Now let's go back to see where it's at. So it's still going through. It's chunking these out to make sure that it gets entered appropriately. Done. So then we could go to the March Amex and we could look in and see that all the of the statement has been entered in according, to the CFO and its basic understanding or its understanding of accounting, its understanding of our QuickBooks setup. Let's take a look. And you go through here, right? So there it is listed against our Amex, right? Appropriately. Yep. So all of it's been reconciled, and you've done it in just a couple of minutes. Or like again, you can ask. Um, uh,
Well, it could be as simple as creating a new invoice.
so again, maybe you would be asking your accountant for this. Maybe you can do this yourself. But again, maybe you just had a quick like thought idea. Oh, that's not good. So I screwed up, and this is not going to be great, but we'll see what it comes up with. Oh, need to be patient.